from NDTV Studios on the second floor of the Duncan Student Center. A Notre Dame student media and Notre Dame television production. This is ND Sunrise.
Good morning, Notre Dame. I'm Elise Dahoney.
And I'm Megan O'Keefe.
Welcome to ND Sunrise. We're so happy to join you on this St. Patrick's Day. There's no better day to be called the Fighting Irish, is there, Megan?
I couldn't agree more. We wish everyone a happy St. Patrick's Day. Make sure you're wearing your green today. Now we have a great show for you. Coming up, we have a sports update from JJ, a Fighting Irish history lesson from Kiki, a rundown of all the fun events going on campus, and an exciting NDTV announcement.
It's going to be an exciting show, so let's get right into it. Here is JJ with the sports.
Thanks, Elise. I'm JJ Post, here now with the NDTV in-studio sports recap. It's been a busy weekend on and off the field for Irish athletics. On the field, Notre Dame baseball moved up to number 1 in Baseball America's poll after sweeping North Carolina State over the weekend, who was also in the top 25. The baseball team also defeated Valparaiso on Monday and have a series of games coming up this week that will not be covered by the time this is aired. We'll have coverage of those games for you next week. Notre Dame basketball also had a big week off the court as the men's team and women's team received their draw for the upcoming March Madness games. Men's basketball is drawn into the first 4 sections of the tournament, playing Rutgers tonight. The team, if they win, will advance to play Alabama in the round of 64. Women's basketball is drawn into the Norman, Oklahoma regional and will play UMass as a 5 seed in the first round. The winner of that contest will take on Oklahoma in the round of 32 for a chance to advance to the second weekend in the Sweet 16. That's been your Irish Sports Report. Now, back to the desk.
Thanks, JJ. It should be fun to watch our basketball teams in the March Madness tournaments. Maybe we could be the next Cinderella story.
I hope so. We'll definitely be cheering on the Irish from South Bend. Moving on, though, Kiki spent some time this week reviewing our Fighting Irish history. What do we need to know, Kiki?
The University of Notre Dame, home of the Fighting Irish. Which reminds me, today is St. Patrick's Day. And since we are the Fighting Irish, we must commemorate this holiday and remember our own history and tradition. Which makes me wonder, why are we the Fighting Irish? After all, Notre Dame is French and Fighting Irish is Irish, so I was just a little curious about how that nickname came to be. But, as research will typically have it, there were tons of different stories and legends of how that nickname originated. So as any good historian would do, I combined all of the legends together and created my own. So I present to you the legend of the Fighting Irish. The year was 1923. On a cold December night in the dead of winter, the Notre Dame football team marched onto the field, ready to take on the Michigan Wolverines. With temperatures of -50 and snow so thick it covered every inch of the field, you could hardly see just 2 feet in front of you. At halftime, Notre Dame was down by 27 points. Fans were starting to leave the stadium, but Michigan fans, of course. Notre Dame fans stay till the end. So the team huddled up, and one of them raised his voice and he yelled so loud that Father Edward Soren could hear him. And he said, "What is the matter with you guys? You're Irish and you're not fighting worth a lick." Silence fell across the stadium, and his words echoed for miles and miles. Suddenly it stopped snowing, and the heavens opened up. A loud yet soft voice came down, but it was not the Son of Man. Rather, it was his mother. And she said, "This is my university, with whom I am well pleased." All of the Notre Dame football players became filled with grit, determination, and tenacity. They came back and beat Michigan 100-27. And so, as the legend goes, from that day forward, here at Our Lady's University, we became known as the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Thanks, Kiki. I never thought about where we got our mascot name before, but I'm going to choose to believe your legend from now on.
Now, let's get to the exciting stuff. We're all back on campus, and SAO and a number of student groups have all the events and activities to welcome us back. What do you got for us, Megan?
Well, tonight from 9 p.m. to midnight on Library Lawn, join SAO for the St. Patrick's Day Festival. There'll be food trucks, a cornhole tournament, potted succulents, Irish dance, and more. The first 75 students to check in get a free St. Patrick's Day t-shirt, so make sure you get there early. It should be a great event, and it's completely free for the ND campus community.
Moving on, applications for the Senior Fellows Program is open to rising seniors until March 20th. The Senior Fellows Program is an opportunity for seniors who live on campus to serve in leadership roles that focus on specific university priorities. Students who serve as fellows will receive an annual $4,000 stipend for 10 hours of work each week and have the opportunity to be mentored and developed as leaders across a variety of specific content areas. Check your inbox for an email from the Division of Student Affairs entitled Senior Fellows St. Patrick's Day Festival for information and to apply.
It's Women's History Month. Celebrate by joining the Career Center for Career Conversations with Trailblazing Women of Notre Dame on Friday, March 25th from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. in 512 Duncan Student Center. The event will feature a panel discussion to celebrate and learn from inspiring female graduates. These distinguished alumni will share stories, wisdom, and advice from their varied and accomplished careers as part of the Golden is Thy Fame celebration, the 50th anniversary of the admission of undergraduate women at the University of Notre Dame.
Finally, just a reminder that office hours with Father Jerry, Vice President of Student Affairs, are from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. in 316 Main Building every Thursday. Office hours are on a first-come, first-served basis. If you have any concerns about the university or just want to chat with an administrator, this is a great opportunity.
And finally, correspondents Sam Kaufman, Jake Irons, and JJ Post put together a special video to make a very exciting NDTV announcement. Here it is.
With the first pick in the 2022 Station Manager Draft, NDTV selects Kieran Cantwell, Jr., Duncan off campus.
So my name is Kieran Cantwell, and I'm originally from Los Angeles, California. While I lived on campus, I was in Duncan Hall, and I love living there. It's a great hall, but now I'm off campus. And yeah, I'll be a senior next year as station manager. I'm really excited to serve that role for NDTV.
Yeah, it's always an interesting experience when you need to move on from, a legendary figure at the head, but, the time was right. Anthony's time had, come, and I think he knew that. It's time for him to move on. I think Kieran's, a prospect we had for a long time. I think he's ready to take the reins, has the experience to, bring the team out of, rough situation. When the team hits a rut, he's got that know-how, that, that leadership to bring the team out, and he also has that youthful energy to kind of connect with the younger recruits. I think we're going to see some good recruiting classes come in under his time, and I'm excited to see where the program goes.
So back in my freshman year, I got involved in NDTV fairly quickly. I still remember when I got here, I wanted to get involved with some type of sports media, some type of coverage of Notre Dame sports, football, basketball. And so I came to the information session for student media just in general. And then I got to know Caroline Pineda, one of our senior members. And she told me all about Shamrock Sports, which was a television show, and still is a television show that NDTV produces. And so immediately I joined that, and it was a lot of fun. And meeting all the members of NDTV was awesome, so I knew that I wanted to stay involved with the club long term. So that's really how I got involved. And over my almost 3 years here now, I've had a lot of great memories in the studio. Getting to know everyone, and then a lot of social events. We've had a lot of great social events, and I see a lot of people in the studio, and so it's really nice to get to know them outside the studio at times.
I think he's bringing some great new, fresh talent into the program. I think, although we had a legendary skipper at the helm for quite a while, and Anthony Rio, I think he's happy to take his beach house and go into retirement for a little bit. But I think Cantwell's bringing in some new energy. Really knows the place, worked under Rio for a while. I think he's going to be an awesome new station manager, understands the equipment really well, understands the people that work here really well, and has really done a great job getting to know every one of us and also the new recruits here for the program. So Cantwell is going to do great, but wish all Rio all the best.
And it's got to be the Clemson game where they were #1 overall, and we beat them on our home turf, and we got to storm the field, and that was awesome. I was actually sitting front row with a couple other members of NDTV, Kelly and Liz, and it was really fun spending the night with them and watching the game, and then getting to run on the field, and just the overall rush of excitement is something that not a lot of people get to feel.
We are so excited for Kieran to lead NDTV for the 2022-2023 academic year. Megan, I've worked with Kieran on the NDTV Executive Board this past year, and I can guarantee that Kieran has the knowledge, passion, work ethic, and leadership skills to take NDTV to the next level. Congratulations, Kieran, from both of us and everybody in the studio.
And that's all we have for today's episode of ND Sunrise. We hope you enjoyed the coverage of this week's top stories.
Follow us on social media and subscribe to our NDTV YouTube page. We upload all of our episodes online so that you can always stay up to date.
And if you'd like to get involved with NDTV, we're always looking for new members. All students interested in television production and broadcast journalism can visit our studio here on the second floor of the Duncan Student Center, or email us at ndtv@nd.edu.
Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Elise Tahoney.
And I'm Megan O'Keefe.
And from all of us in the studio, we wish you a very happy St. Patrick's Day and go Irish!